San Francisco. Have a great day today. Got a lot of things to see. Kind of walk onto the Golden Gate Bridge a little bit and look down on Fort Point. Very interested to see the actual construction of the cables that suspend the bridge. I'd like to look at that up close and personal. Farallon Islands are visible to the naked eye right now, right on the shore. You can see the smallest of the islands. We've got a massive outgoing tide. So today is a special day. So it's the new moon. It's the first day of the Chinese New Year dragon, wood dragon. And in about 3 hours, it's going to be a negative low tide of 1.5 feet at 4:35 local time. Right here at the Golden Gate Strait. So we can really see the water is moving. Let's have a good look at this water. Huge amounts of water. It's flowing out from all watersheds. So terminus of Napa River and Petaluma River and Sacramento River, all waters converging here. Might be 100 to 150 feet above sea level, but just a simple turn and view. And we bring the Farallons into focus. Quite an impossible view. We're going to continue on, but the Marin Headlands are right across the strait, and possibly 1.5 miles up on top of this is where I had taken the photos from. This is the exit portal of Hawk Hill. So here at the Golden Gate Bridge, getting ready to have a good time. And these guys have got this really nice deal here, but you got to be willing to look for the details to find out how things are really done in our world. It's actually like this. It's elephants and gorillas. Or that. So you got to decide. Everything is about deciding. This chain link fence is here, and there's the so-called suicide catch net in place. This just makes it really difficult to get any good footage. Anyone that's serious about throwing themselves off is just going to climb up. This is just an absolute eyesore, really terrible. And it also really illustrates what the managers of the state think about the citizenship. So we don't want you throwing yourself off of here. It's pretty bizarre. But so Fort Point. Fort Point is right below. It's the best I can get through this fence. I didn't bring an extension stick today. But fascinating. We're going to come upon the cables, the main cables around this corner. Have a really good look. So I'm looking at the concrete, and we're seeing a thick layer that's coming off in many areas. And many times from what we've seen, is this indicates that there's been some sort of a facade, and we've seen very thick instances of concrete applied directly over brick. And this has a tremendous amount of suspicious elements, the cracking, so-called spider cracking, coming apart. Up on the bridge as well, and I'm seeing exposed rebar on some of the little pre-towers, the little cast, terribly formed up, no precision as far as creating a very attractive finished product. You can still see the wood from the wooden planks that were used as forms for the pour of the concrete. So not attractive finish work at all. Not here. It's not good. Just looking at these giant iron rings, see if there's any clue inside. Obviously got a separate pour, so different types of aggregate are seen. Here you can see how large the pieces are that make up the aggregate. This was blocked up. It was a square opening. This is very poor. They would say it's due to earthquake or something. But the Palace of Fine Arts is right nearby, and it's in a swamp, and it didn't have any damage at all. Not any. So I'm looking at this display here. It's very interesting. I don't know how they would have this, how they would actually have it. Did they have some extra cable left over once they strung the bridge and they just sawed it off? And then here we go. Because this would be very difficult to make as a museum piece, to be that bound and that tight. I don't know how many cables are in this representation, and they do mention some numbers, some huge numbers. So this is attracting the magnet, but none of the display, nothing to steal. It's all garbage. This isn't even real. There's nothing here, nothing, and then some junk on the end. Barely even holds it on. What is this thing? Pretty neat, huh? Looks like something. We're at the end of the wall. We're at the end of their Great Wall. There's some bricks in there again. So taking a look at all of these things that are out in the open, most people do not notice what's going on under here. So on top of some of the area directly above Fort Point and looking down into the bushes and the terrain and seeing the shape of the hills, it's just kind of nice to walk along here. But there are abandoned fortifications all through this area, and a lot of them can be walked to. This is the direction down to see Fort Point. So you can walk down all the way here. So a lot of these areas, from looking at the terrain feature on Google Map, you can see the abrupt turns and the shape. Try to view the terrain feature on Google Map as a mini LiDAR. It does show you things that are just really impossible to closely detect when you're doing your pre-research scouting. So this area is very good. I'd like to come back here. I've seen evidence of brick underneath the bushes and behind concrete. So there's a lot of fortification, and it makes sense because there's a lighthouse down there, Lime Point, notable lighthouse, and then so of course Fort Point is here, all brick, and then we went to Alcatraz together, and that is a lot of brick. So underneath these mounds, very likely, is other concealed structure. Gonna come back and look at this area. But very fantastic to be able to see some of the great detail. So some sort of a massive installation. And it goes well down. Concrete is added over other concrete or something. Huge view of the area. One of the many, many bunker installations that are here. This is some sort of asphalt. Looks Looks heat damaged, possibly. On top of the installation, hardened concrete all throughout. So you can see the clear shape of the land. They're not hiding it. You can go over there and explore. It's all huge installations. Very tall. Clearly underground. You can see it goes under and under. This is probably off limits. Probably under heavy surveillance. But it does go in. But it's not unusual or unique. Like I say, it's exactly what's around here everywhere you look. And we come upon the other side of this so-called battery. I don't know if any of the guns were ever officially mounted, maybe only a few photos, but for the most part, the entire so-called installation was abandoned here. And in multiple locations, all along here, many locations, many eras of installations, very hardened, missile launching silos. What were these guys expecting? Well, this is amazing. And they abandoned everything.